Good morning, and it is a good morning. But Dr. Lambert, where are the teleprompters? When Madeleine Albright was here, we had teleprompters. If President Obama were here, we'd have teleprompters. Oh, that's above my pay grade. Before I begin to address the class of 2009, may I have a moment of personal privilege to welcome someone who walked across this stage 18 years ago this weekend. My son, Scott McBride, graduated in 1991, and by February of 1992, he began his career in the U.S. Army. He's now a Chief Warrant Officer, an Apache helicopter pilot, currently deployed to Mosul in northern Iraq. But I'm pleased to say that he arranged to take his 2 weeks of leave to include being here for his dad's final commencement. My thanks to Scott. And through him, we express our thanks to all men and women who offer themselves in the service of our country. Now to the class of 2009. Congratulations to you, and we heartily salute you on your accomplishments. These oaks are witnesses of our ceremony today as they witnessed your arrival 4 years ago. We coined the phrase, "under the oaks," for our first outdoor fall convocation in Elon's centennial year, 1988-89. We met right here, not quite so many of us, to hear the Reverend William Sloane Coffin, former chaplain at Yale University, give the address. And I recall from that speech one powerful sentence that I offer to you. Courage, he said, courage is fear that has said its prayers. I'm not going to catalog all the woes of the world that you will face as you leave Elon this spring. They're all too familiar. But what shall we do with our anxiety and our fears? Be courageous. Pray to have the courage to move through the fear and not become the fear. Now you may be wondering about the title of the address. Here's the backstory. In my family, we are blessed with 7 grandchildren. Michaela and Jesse are teenagers. And then we skip a full decade to our 5 grandsons who are 3 years old and younger. So in my family, we're buying all these books all over again. Colors, shapes, letters, numbers. This time we buy them for Jack and Fletcher, for Maddox, for Sean and Liam. I introduce these little guys to you because they are the touchstone for me in thinking about the real goals of education. They remind me of how we provide an education to the very young, but they also take me forward to where you are now and how much further you will go. You are the class of 2009. My grandsons will be in your seats somewhere 2 decades from now. And like your grandparents who are here this morning, I will want to be there. You've come a long way from colors and shapes, letters and numbers. But for a moment, please return with me to those early days when every new book was a new adventure. I don't want you to ever forget where you started. If you will spend some time with a newborn child, as many of you will fairly soon, and watch that child's capacity to learn emerge, alongside the miracle of birth itself, there is an astonishing miracle of watching the child form a language with which to communicate and cement human bonds. You've come a long way in basic knowledge, but I ask you to pay attention to this continuing miracle of learning, or you may forget to honor the astonishing power of this process. The mystery of reading, for example, of alphabet becoming words, and words becoming thought. It's so very near to the mystery of our becoming human. So I want to ask you this morning to celebrate your foundational learning by joining me in singing the ABC song. You can do this. This may be the one song that everyone in the class knows. So please sing it with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've said my ABCs. Bells and bells, sing with me. Now there's another version of the ending, and it's, tell me what you think of me. Parents, what do you think of them? Tell me what you think of me. That's a perfectly natural and a wonderful thing for a child to request, one that elicits hugs and words of affirmation. But here are questions more appropriate to your stage in life. What do you think of yourselves? And what do you think of others and how you will relate to them? You have reached the stage in life where self-affirmation must have at least equal merit with the affirmation of others. You've reached the stage where you should pay attention, more attention, to your sense of what you are to do with your life than what others have to say about it, including what your parents have to say. In that declaration, I join Socrates, who risked his very life with words like that. Moms and dads, I know the feeling you have as I say this to your sons and daughters. Wendy and I have 4 adult children. We know what it's like to invest so very much in their welfare as infants and teenagers, children and teenagers. We know what it's like to watch them in their young adult years struggle with the choices they must make, knowing that their choices are theirs to make and yet wanting so very much to give our advice. Years ago, I learned that treating our sons and daughters as adults means not giving advice until they ask for it. Have I been a perfect parent in this regard to my children in their young adult years? Ask my son and his sister, Heather, who are here. No, I've not been a perfect parent. But when I've crossed the line, and there will be signals that I've crossed the line, I must want for them what I want for myself as an adult. Advice is most welcome when it has been requested. Would I have chosen a military career for my son? No, not this guy who was himself a young adult in the 60s, vigorously protesting the war in Vietnam. But I recognized it as Scott's choice. His sense of what would be fulfilling for his own life. And today I salute his choice. He made a fine choice. It suits his adventurous and courageous soul. I am proud of him. Members of the class, follow your passions and honor your parents. Honor them by sharing the truth of what you have learned about yourself in these years, and seek their advice when you are ready. Live with the tensions that may produce. And of course, it goes without saying, parents, honor your children by listening carefully. Members of the class, follow your passions and serve the communities where you will live. Your vocation will be found, Frederick Buechner once said, at the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. Find the place where what you most need to do to fulfill your life intersects with what you believe the world most needs to have done. Have you reached the pinnacle of your education? No. The answer is clearly no. Some of you may have earned your final degree, but clearly for all of us, the unfinished task is to become fully human. Now, I pray that your university career has advanced that project, because at Elon, your life does matter, and we care about your development as a complete person. But I assure you that becoming fully human is a lifelong project. You do not get to skip it by being intelligent or having the benefit of a university education. And your best teachers on this subject may be those who do not have degrees or accolades to hide behind. Follow the example of people who honor the truth of their own lives through the practice of silence. They turn off the distractions. They listen to the inner voice. They honor the presence of others whose lives are rich with potentiality. They honor their inheritance of culture and family, and they honor the sacredness of all things. In those ways, we become fully human. The poet Mary Oliver has a wonderful poem that I believe fits our commencement here under these oaks, this moment when anxiety and hope about the future are intertwined. Here is her poem from her most recent book titled Thirst. When I'm among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me, the trees stir in their leaves, and they call out, "Stay a while." The light flows through their branches. And they call again, "It is simple," they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. So for those moments when you find yourself separated from the hope that is in you, go to a stand of trees like these or some other and stay a while. Stay long enough to be bathed in their light. The air is always fresher there. The light, mediated by leaves, is softer. And if you will be still, that which is holy, which resides in you, will be revealed. When you are in touch with your soul, hope and goodness and a discerning spirit appear. So, finally, I would like to offer a toast to the class of 2009. Reach under your chairs, grab the water bottle, and let's join in a toast. Raise them up. My hope for this class is that you will not think of your college years, as some do, as the best years of your life, though I pray they have been good years. Rather, think that your time at Elon is launching you into a future where the best is yet to be. So say that with me. The best is yet to be. Thank you. God bless.